Okay, so you may have just finished this web project. You might be feeling pretty proud of yourself. You got it all done. You've got a beautiful bootstrapped website going. Now it's time to decide if you want to host this or not. So some of you, your instructors might require this as part of your class, so check with your instructor to be sure. However, I would assume that this is not required for your project. I didn't include it in this requirements list, but anyway, be aware your instructor may decide, hey, I want you to do this anyway, and in which case, I'll give you some tips on how to get this started. Now, some schools will offer their own domain hosting service, like Brigham Young University students. Here's the video that'll walk you through how to get a free domain name and even show you how to upload your files. It's really simple. Basically, all we have to do is get this folder structure right here for my web dev project, all these files, off my computer and onto another computer. So that other computer is simply a web server somewhere that is constantly connected to the internet, that has a special folder or location where anybody in the world can access files from it. So when I pull up a website, I'm just pulling up the index.html file of a public-facing folder location on some computer somewhere. And we call it a web server simply because it has some files that are publicly available for anyone to take. But really, my laptop, your laptop, we could turn into a web server. It's just a computer. It's nothing special. Anyway, so here's what we're going to do. There's lots of different companies that will host websites for you. If you just go to YouTube, you can find a bazillion examples on how to make a website live. Let's try something like that. Okay, oh, I've seen this guy's before. His are fine. Very simple. Just follow the videos and they'll show you how to make them live. This is a company. There's lots of them. GoDaddy, Brinkster, DiscountASP.net. There's tons of them that all they do is they offer server hosting. And they say, we've got a computer. We'll let you log into it remotely and upload your files, and we'll let you even buy a domain name from us and assign it and everything. And you're looking at pretty low costs. So this is typical, $275 a month for something pretty simple. I like Bluehost. They seem to be cheaper than most. I think they must be relatively new and they're probably trying to get started, and so they're offering a much better price than most I've seen out there. Anyway, let's go to hosting. So there's different types. Shared hosting means they'll give me space on a server somewhere, and there could be hundreds of other people who are using the same computer. It's just a really, really powerful computer. We're all putting files on that computer's hard drive that are being publicly available with their own domain names. This is the way to go to be the cheapest. Cloud hosting means we're going to have a set. Now, the disadvantage of shared hosting, by the way, is if everybody else's websites get really busy, it could slow down the speed of your website. And so, but the advantage is if their websites are slow, you could have potentially tons of speed. I actually still prefer shared hosting over cloud hosting, but here's the trade-off. Cloud hosting says, okay, we're going to give you a virtual computer, meaning we've got, dozens or hundreds of servers, and we're going to pool their resources into one large lump, and then we're going to deal out a certain amount of power to you, and you'll always have that amount of power no matter what. So we'll give you one processor, 4 gigs of RAM, a certain amount of storage, and it doesn't matter who else is using our servers, you'll always have that exact same amount of power. I think overall you get more for your money doing shared hosting, but there's also more risk. That's the trade-off. Cloud hosting, no risk, but you don't get quite as much bang for your buck. Now here's some other things. WordPress, WooCommerce, these are pre-built packages, kind of like your Bootstrap theme that you learn how to use, but these do a lot more than just give you a theme and a shell of HTML and CSS. They also have databases and programming logic that will let you post blogs, make transactions, and sell things. So it's kind of like, imagine these as like, what's the word I'm looking for here? A Bootstrap on steroids or something like that. Dedicated hosting means they're not just going to give you a virtual computer, they're going to give you your own server, physical server that you have full and complete control over. Domains, you can just search for domain names. Anyway, what I want you to do is just click here on shared hosting, and of course they're going to recommend the more expensive ones. For HTML and CSS, you don't need anything cheap, anything more than just the free tier. I'm not actually going to sign up for this now, but I'm just showing you what you would get. But I'd come here, and then they're going to say, all right, pick a domain name. So purplemonkeydishwater.com. Just put in anything you want. Okay, cool. Now make your account. Anyway, Oh wow, they want you to pay for 5 years up front. Nope. Nope. Turn it off. Don't want that. Domain privacy protection. What this is all about is once you sign up for a domain name, you're going to get all kinds of calls from people trying to sell you web services and try to build a website for you. And that's just kind of annoying. And if you pay this, then they won't ever get your information. If you're going to sell something, you're going to want security, but this is stuff to worry about later, not now. You can always add these things on later. All right, looks like 12-month price. The cheapest I can pay is $60. So I'm not going to do this right now, but I'm just showing you an option if you want to do it. Basically, once you put in your credit card information, it'll say, cool, we got your domain name, and then it'll give you a place for you to start uploading your files. And it'll probably be, they'll have some cool drag and drop feature to where I can just go there and say, okay, here's my folder. I'm going to drag, and drop this onto a web page, and it'll just upload all the files just like that. And then you're going to be able to go and type in your domain name, and it'll open up the website you created. Then if you ever want to make edits, you just come back to Bluehost.com and re-upload your files every time you make edits, and it'll overwrite your old website. That's about it. Good luck.